Once upon a time, not too long ago, about 25 years ago, in 1998, three people got together to question under a tree as to what learning is all about. What is this education? Why is it so monotonous? Why is it drab? Why is learning not facilitating any kind of concept integration in children? Why? And then, what is the solution? So, before we got into the solution, we thought if we don't take responsibility for our questions, then there's no point in asking for answers. And so we plunged. And the main person was me, Geeta Ramanuja, who thought that if not now, then when? And dived into these questions by creating a new kind of concept then, which was storytelling. So why not through stories, which has hope, belief, truth, love, and also a lot of emotions, and that can identify and connect with a child? Why not stories? Why can't stories connect to children? Why can't they sit up, learn, and enjoy the story, and so learn the concepts in education? Maybe it's one of the answers. And so that's how the journey started way back in 1998 when Kathalaya was formed as a trust. And we started with experimentation in a few schools, and slowly the acceptance was not easy because it was a new thing. So we had to bounce this idea off to many schools, many institutions, and slowly over the years, over the period that we tried hard to train teachers, to take children on trips called Stories on Wheels, and we entered the pre-primary and the primary and the higher schools. We tried to integrate it with art, with clay modeling, with designing, with pictures. We tried every nook and corner. We left no stone unturned because we had to get storytelling through into the education system. Well, I wouldn't say that it was all a success, but 25 years was a long time. And so we started teacher training, started the Academy of Storytelling to train people in the art of storytelling. So we got parents involved, industrialists involved, corporate people involved. So again, tried to distribute and see if storytelling can reach as many people, create an awareness that storytelling is the main thing that can make people sit up, listen, and learn. So listening and learning went together. And so during this journey, there were a lot of innovative approaches. And one of them, suddenly we felt, was, isn't 25 years a long time? Should we come up with something? Anyway, we are doing it with schools. Why not give it a name? And so the new name that we discovered was the magic wand, which we called storification. So storification is a new pedagogy, and it is not against education, but going hand in hand with education, which might make education more engaging. Because you see, after the COVID, especially after the digital era, I would say from 2010 itself, the attention span of children started getting less and less. The more gadgets came into the market, the more buttons were pressed, and the attention span of actually listening became very, very, very feeble and weak. Children would jump from one to the other, and they had about 100 buttons that they had to push, and they had to learn, and they had to engage in, and there was one squeaking on the animation here, one game that was pressed, and someone saying something which they didn't listen to, the teachers yelling in the class, and the child is lost because he's trying to handle the gadgets. Well, we're not against technology, but I think it has its place. And so how does one engage the children? How does one make the child sit and actually listen? And again, there was no other answer but storification or storytelling. And through storification, we thought we would engage these children, and not after they've grown up, but from the time they're tiny tots. Because if you don't grow the seed, if you don't sow the seeds on the fertile land, then that seed will not grow into a beautiful tree. So we have to make the land fertile, and that can happen only in the little ones. Maybe in the toddlers, maybe at the nursery level, at the LKG and UKG levels to begin with. So, what is the storification all about? Well, as I said, it is to empower them to grow up into beautiful human beings, to understand what they are learning, to be able to communicate effectively. And what is it, what does a teacher or a school or a management do for this? They have to create an ambience and an environment, so that fertile land is the environment that we are going to create. And this fertile land will have seeds of stories, because the seed of story is going to grow into beautiful plants, and they will remain with these children forever. It will pave way towards instilling values, multiple intelligence skills, life skills. And so many of them have a problem with attitudes today. Respect, love, respect that individual, respect parents, respect a person who they can look up to. So the values can be instilled through this story. And storification would also help in, well, I wouldn't say that they have to grow like creepers, but they can make them very self-confident, energetic, and also develop their cognitive development. Because when you use stories as a stimulus in the classroom, imagine the child is walking into the class first thing in the morning, tired, and she's been woken up from sleep, and she walks into the classroom and the teacher's also drab. Then it's so boring. And suppose she says, "Come on, children, once upon a time there was a caterpillar, a roly-poly caterpillar," and she starts with a story. You can imagine the children sitting up, getting stimulated, and feeling, yes, there is something to look forward to in this school. And once she listens to completely the story and she retains it, then she will recall it. She'll say, yes, that caterpillar was called roly-poly. Yes, it met, whom did it meet? Met a ladybug. Yes, I remember the colors. And then she can pick up from anywhere the worksheets, because they'll be all over the room. She can pick up a caterpillar. She can pick up a red color. She can pick up a crayon. She can say yes or no. She can scratch. She can do anything that she wants, because they'll be all around the room to reinforce what she has been listening to, which we call reinforcing through reading and writing, the 5 R's of learning. That is retain, recall, retell, and read and write. And that is what we're all aiming for, isn't it? To have the child dabble with, say, clay or activities with their hands. Physically, they're alert, they're alive, maybe some games connected with it. So there's physical development, there's the academic intelligent development that would happen. She's emotionally connected. So what more can storification be defined as than balancing all this together? Social development of the child, then the verbal development of the child, the listening skills, then her behavioral traits, the emotional quotient, all combined with academic intelligence. And with all this, there's only one word that can sum it up: the holistic development of the child, wholeheartedly making that human being ready for the future. And so, you have to believe in us when we tell you that the answer for the 21st century now is storification. And that is what we are trying to bring through Kathalaya Kids and the Kathalaya Schools, our new venture from this year. Thank you for listening.